Today is my 25th birthday. I went shopping and I didn't find anything that I wanted. I didn't know how to celebrate my birthday this year. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. And birthdays are always weird for me because for a long time I felt like I wasn't worth celebrating. I felt like everything about me was a burden, and I was kind of taught that the less that I needed, then the easier it was for everybody else. And I'm learning to like work out of that, right? So I was like, okay, my birthday, I can do whatever I want. Like I can throw a party if I want to, or I can do this or that. Like we can go out. And I'm like, I don't want to do any of that. And this whole week, I don't know, the last just every time I thought about my birthday, I just avoided it. I was like, I don't really want to plan anything. I don't want to try to schedule anything. I don't want to send out invites to try to get everybody together. And then I was like, honestly, getting everybody together just sounds like a hassle, and it sounds stressful. I am somebody who much prefers to hang out like one-on-one or like in small groups, or like there's just too much pressure in like hosting a party, right? And it's like, I guess I feel like there's also so much pressure when it's like, oh, there's this designated special day, like a designated day that is supposed to be special for you to celebrate yourself, right? And I thought that it was weird. It just came from a place of like me not knowing how to appreciate myself and like get myself or get things that I wanted. Like, how do I explain this? Like how sometimes it's easier to do something for somebody else than for yourself, right? I thought that it was one of those things where it's like, I'm gonna need somebody else to like do things for me. Like I'm not gonna be able to celebrate myself. But it's not necessarily that. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure to do it on a designated day, but like you're supposed to wake up on your birthday and it's supposed to feel like a special day. And I guess that's how they show you in the movies, especially when you're a kid. Like kids are always looking forward to their birthday because they're told that that it's a day all about them, where all the attention is on them, and they are able to open all these presents and it feels special. And I guess the thing with me is that my birthdays have never felt special. They've always been a reminder of my existence, I guess, and the idea that like my existence was a burden. Because if you don't know anything about the way I grew up, like I don't talk to my parents. My household was like very cold. I was like neglected too. So it was just like, I don't have that kind of relationship with my parents. And I genuinely felt worthless until I was like 20. And even now I'm still working through a lot of that trauma. Like it's improved significantly, don't get me wrong. And I'm so grateful for it. But it's like, I didn't have that growing up. I was not excited for all of my birthdays. You know, I actually don't remember the last time I was excited for a birthday. Because most of the time a holiday was just stressful for my parents, and then we ended up feeling their stress because they were the type of parents who didn't know how to emotionally regulate, you know, like they would take it out on us. And I was used to the household being very hostile. And I didn't know peace until I really moved out. And I often mention that it doesn't feel like my life truly started until like 5 years ago. And I see the way that other people celebrate their birthdays, and it makes me feel like even more of a freak, because it's like, you know, for a long time I didn't know why I felt so different, and then I found out that the reason why I felt so different is because of the autism. But I'm like, okay, it's even deeper than that though. It's not just the autism, I feel like. It's also like, it's different whenever, say, if I'm talking to an autistic person who's had family support, it's such a different experience. It goes so much deeper when you have other trauma unrelated to the autism. Like I said, where it's like it's like neither of my parents, you know, like told me happy birthday. And like that's fine. Like it's not fine. Like it's fine, but it's not, because it's one of those things where, you know, I've come to terms with. It used to be really hard for me to accept that, but I've had so many great people come into my life where most of the time I feel fine, but every so often, you know, especially like Mother's Day just came up and like Father's Day and stuff, it's like I already know that I'm never gonna have plans on Mother's Day or Father's Day involving my own parents. It's like I already live my life so differently and already feel like a freak because of the autism, and then it's like I said, it's like all the other stuff, it just takes it so much deeper. And I think about how much different my life would be. I just grieve the life I could have had if I had the things that I didn't. Yeah. I think like, oh, if I had supportive parents, I probably would have stayed living at home for longer and saved up some more money. I would have stayed in school. And I'm at this point right now where I want to do so many of those things. Like, I don't want to tell myself that I can't have it, but I always feel like I'm at a disadvantage, and that's something I just need to accept and work around and work with and do my best to stay optimistic and positive and think about the things that I do have, because things used to be a lot worse. I've been feeling like I really need a change. I need a change in my life, right? Like, there are things that I want to do, and to do those things, I need to change some things about the way that I'm living. I feel like I've been sheltering myself a little bit, like caging myself away. And like isolating myself. Because as much as I do enjoy my alone time, I feel like I've had to be more honest with myself lately and think, well, you like to spend time with yourself alone. You prefer to be alone most of the time. Oftentimes you're more stressed being around other people than you are, entertained or comforted. Like, it's okay to prefer being alone most of the time. But I think it's gotten to a point where it's not just me spending time by myself, it's me isolating myself to the point that it's actually not healthy for me. Because I've been getting this feeling like I want to interact with people more, but it's not like, oh, I want to like hit this friend up and like hang out with them. It's not like that. It's like, I feel like I'm missing the sense of community. And I do have community. Like, I have so many, like, I consider what I have on TikTok and even here to be a community, but especially so on TikTok because there's a lot more interaction on there. Like, I get a better feel for the people who watch my videos, right? There's that sense of community there where a lot of us have some type of understanding. Like, the reason why they watch my videos is because they see something of themselves in me, and I can see something of myself in them. But it's different than like face-to-face interaction, like say in a work setting or in a classroom setting. And so I started thinking like, oh, well, what if I go back to school? Like, I've always loved the idea of going back to school and just taking a class for the sake of learning and not in pursuit of a goal like a degree, like just for fun, just to see what I can learn from the class. And then I started looking into some classes, and I was like, I don't know, I feel like it would be so much different if I had more money to spare. Like, I've dug into my credit a lot more. I won't be able to stay unemployed for long if I don't find some way to, get some income. And I feel like time is running out for me, and I so badly do not want to continue the burnout cycle with work where, like, right now, I'm living the type of life where I have the least responsibilities I ever have, but I'm so stressed because my executive dysfunction has been so bad. I've been in a bit of a depressive bout the last few weeks, like 2 or 3 weeks. And I've just been hoping that it's gonna start getting better. Like, maybe what's triggering it is that my birthday's coming up, and that's always been a weird subject for me, And so I've just been hoping that it would fade, but I'm kind of scared because it's like, there's some days where it feels worse, but like it hasn't gone away yet. And I'm like, okay, I can still give it some time, but it's like, it's affecting everything. Like, I can't even do the things that I want to do, and the things that I'm usually interested in, they don't appeal to me. Everything that I do feels like a chore. Like, I can't even escape it and think like, oh, there's this other fun thing I'd rather do. I'm gonna go do that instead of my chores. Like, it doesn't even feel like a fun thing. And I'm like, okay, am I depressed? Like, do I need antidepressants or something? Like, some type of lifestyle change? I don't know, because I can't even think about what to do. And usually I know what to do. I know my own brain well enough that usually I can tell when I'm avoiding something. So I know that the solution is to stop avoiding it and confront it. But lately I kind of feel at a loss because I don't know what to do. And I'm used to being pretty confident and sure of myself. So when this part comes up of me again, it feels like I'm a teenager again, because I guess that's where this feeling was most familiar for me. Was right now I'm thinking when I was 16. That was a really hard year. Being 16, I don't know how to explain it. And then I also feel like, gosh, I just feel so out of place. Like, I want to feel like I belong somewhere. And that was a feeling that, the reason why I say 16 is because whenever I was like 16, that was when the feeling was like most obvious to me. And that was when the thoughts were, this type of thought was a lot more frequent, that I didn't fit anywhere, that I was a freak, and like I didn't have a place in the world. I felt like I was useless and so lonely because of that. And that's all that just keeps running through my brain lately, is like how much I feel like a freak. And you know, part of why I share my thoughts on the internet is for other people who feel that way, because then they can relate and know that they're not alone. And it also lets me know that I'm not alone. And so, like, as scary as it is to like talk about it, and as vulnerable as it is, and you know, as much as everybody tells you this is not the type of stuff you talk about, I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk about it. And most days, the feeling like a freak, it doesn't eat me up inside, you know? But it's been sitting heavy with me lately, and I don't know exactly why. And maybe I'm not supposed to know why. I don't know. I just want to know what to do about it. And the one thing that I can think to do, like, I'm like, okay, is there an idea that I have, but I keep telling myself no, because I'm saying that it's unrealistic, or like I'm being stubborn, right? And the only two things I can think about is like, well, maybe I am being stubborn. Maybe I am making things harder than it has to be. The things that make me think about that is like medication. I've always thought like, I want to do as well as I can without medication. I don't want to rely on medication. But then there's this analogy where it's like, I heard there was this, I can't remember what podcast it was, but he was talking to this ADHD specialist, and he described it in this way. So he said, okay, hold on, let me try to make sense. So I'm talking about like, I think that I should try some ADHD medication. This guy described it as like somebody with ADHD who like needs medication or would strongly benefit from medication to help their ADHD. Think about like I can't phrase this properly. If you need glasses, if you have bad eyesight, you need glasses. It's the same idea with if you have ADHD and you need ADHD medication to function. It's not something that I should be ashamed of, right? It's like, I shouldn't feel like that's a crutch, or like, oh, I'm useless without this, like I'm nothing without this. Like, no, like I don't need to think of it that way. This is something that can help me. I shouldn't feel ashamed of needing it. And so that's one thing I've been thinking is like, I should probably open up more to the idea of medication and look into that and bite the bullet, try out some different medications. And I've taken, I've been on an antidepressant before, and I would not take it back. You know, I am so glad that I took it because I needed it during that time. It really helped me through it, and I hold no shame in that. So I'm like, I shouldn't hold shame in needing ADHD medication to get through my executive dysfunction struggles either. I should be okay with that. Like, why am I making it harder for myself, right? So I'm like, any little thing that I can think of that might make my life easier, I'm doing my best to be more open to that. Because why make life harder than it already has to be? Anything that can make my life easier, I need to think that, like, I am allowed to pursue that route. And I was even thinking, like, my eczema, I have not used, I used to use a steroid cream on my eczema on my hand. And over time, I got worried about the idea of, like, having steroid withdrawals. If you know, like, if you've ever had eczema and you've ever used steroid cream, then then you might know what I'm talking about. It's like, you're not supposed to use it too long term. It can cause some side effects. And so at one point that scared me, and I was like, I am just gonna stop using it. That's really annoying. I wish they would stop doing that. I was like, I'm gonna stop using it. And I was like, I'm gonna try to get to the root of the problem and eat better, because I know that certain things that I eat can trigger my eczema. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna cut out some dairy, and I'm gonna do my best to cut out some wheat, you know, because I feel like that also triggers the eczema. But now it's been like 2.5 years without the steroid cream, and my eczema has only ever gone maybe like a month cleared up, and then it would flare back up, and it has not gone away in the past like 3 weeks. It's been so bad. And I was like, okay, changing my diet is too difficult for me right now. I think it's okay if I just start using a steroid cream again, because the only reason I would be worried is if I was using it long term, and that is what would lead to the steroid withdrawal symptoms and stuff. But I was like, anything that can help me right now, I need to just accept it. Like, why am I being so stubborn? Like, it's not even like I started exhibiting symptoms of the steroid withdrawal and that's why I stopped. It's like, no, I just stopped out of fear. But lately I can't do anything with my hand hurting. Like, I'll be waking up in the middle of the night scratching at it. Like, I'll think I'm doing so good not scratching it and it's healing up, and then I wake up with blood under my nails because I've been itching it like crazy. I don't need to make life that difficult for myself. And maybe I will start going back to school. You know, I don't know. One thing at a time. I'm also trying not to overwhelm myself. I do my best to give myself grace and remember that every day I have a different amount of energy. You know, and I don't need to prove myself to be valuable by constantly doing something, right? Because sometimes it's really hard for me to even get out of bed, and I should celebrate the fact that I can even do that. Turning 25 is so weird. I don't like the idea of like, oh, you're this age, you have to stop doing this, or like by this point you should have this, like, oh, you're a loser if you don't have this by this time. I'm like, time is a social construct when it really comes down to it. Not in every way, right? Not biologically, and like, but it's like when it comes down to like what society views as like, oh, you should have this by this age, this behavior is unacceptable for this age, this and that. Who said that? Like, why are we listening? My goal, and whenever I feel overwhelmed and feel like I haven't achieved enough, I come back to like the bare bones of, is that even how I would describe it? I don't know. I just made that up. Excuse me. The foundation of my life, like the way that I want to live my life, I want to be happy. Okay, so if I start like doing something and it doesn't make me happy, I'm like, you don't have to do this. You don't have to do that. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder if I'm ever going to stop feeling like a freak. Sometimes I'd rather just be alone, because maybe if I'm alone, then I won't be reminded of how different I am from everybody else. I used to always think about just dropping everything and like moving away somewhere and just giving everybody new an alias so that they don't ever truly know me, and just wandering endlessly. And although that might sound lonely to some, I kind of felt like that, like I wouldn't be limited by the ways that other people perceive me either. which I don't even really care about how others see me, but I don't like being seen. Like, I want my words to be heard, I want to be seen, I want to be known, but I don't like I was at the mall today by myself and I had my AirPods in and I was walking and I'll like look around, but then like I don't want to make eye contact with anybody. Gosh, like that's the worst. Ugh. And whenever I'm alone in public, I sometimes get hit on and I don't like it. The other day I was at the gym and I had just taken my AirPods out because I was walking out of the gym and this guy like basically catcalled me and it's like that feeling like always sticks with you. Like I don't like it. Ugh. Sometimes I wish I could exist without being perceived, but then I know that that leads to feelings of isolation, and I feel like I'm using social media to substitute for social interaction, and I'm caging myself away. Like I said, it's at this point, it's not even just me enjoying my own solitude, it's me isolating. Maybe this is how the inmates feel when they're in solitary confinement. Like, I'm solitary confining myself, and I need to not do that. But then, like I said, whenever I'm around other people, and I just feel like a freak because I feel so different from them. And it's not even like I crave like different types of friendship or anything. I have such a hard time explaining this. It's not just like, oh, I need to find people with common interests. It's like, I don't know if it's less deep than that or if it's deeper than that or what. It's just like, I want to feel like I belong here, like on earth. Like I have a purpose, like I have a place here. But I'm like, maybe that's just too much pressure on myself. Like, if the goal is to enjoy my life, then maybe no, that's a problem. Is that I was like, okay, I took out those stressors and I was like, I'm just gonna focus on me. But then as I just focus on me, then that's whenever I start to move away from everybody else. And then that's what confuses me because I'm like, isn't this what I wanted? Apparently not, because it's not giving me the results that I wanted. It's what I thought I wanted, but now I gotta shift. What am I trying to say? I gotta take an alternate route, type in a new destination because this is not where I'm trying to go. I just feel like I want to do more. I feel like I'm limiting myself in a lot of ways, maybe out of fear, maybe because thinking about the next step overwhelms me. But then when it comes down to that, I already have the first thing I think of when I'm overwhelmed is to break it into smaller steps. Just work my way there slowly, baby steps. Remind myself that there's no rush, that I can slow down and take baby steps and that I will still get there. It might be slower, but I'll still get there. And if I run before I even know how to walk, then I'm gonna fall and spend so much time picking myself back up. So it's best to just take careful baby steps anyway and I'll still get there. And then if I feel along the way that I can take bigger steps, and I can do it then. What do I want, man? I just want to be happy. But what's gonna make me happy? I don't know. I'm thinking too far ahead. I think I gotta start living in the moment more and just slowing down. And when things get overwhelming, maybe that's okay. I just need to slow down even more and do less and less. And then maybe I'll recuperate enough and recharge enough that I'll be ready to take on life again. I don't even know if I'm making any sense. 25 is weird. People are getting married and having babies, and some of us are still big kids in adult bodies, and we'll probably stay that way much longer than everybody else.